And hello, everybody, and welcome to a fantastic race we have here at Randomania. It is sigmafan here once again. We got a great 3-in-1 match for you. It is up2ng versus MeleeWizard, and as the thing says, the floor is kind of sharp. We'll figure out what that means later. But let me introduce you to my wonderful co-commentator, brisulph. brisulph, it's positioning day.
It is indeed. It is Saturday at the U.S. Open. It's moving day. Let's see who's moving up, who's moving down, who's going to get maybe a slightly easier matchup in the first round of the knockouts. But given the quality of players, I don't know if it'll make that much of a difference. But bragging rights, in the least, on the line.
Absolutely. And let's give a shout to our wonderful staff. We got the Amused Miniature. He's doing the track. He's doing the restreaming. The Seawolf 1. He's doing the good old tracking. Keeping us abreast of what's going to be happening. And you know what? All I got to say is sit back, relax, and strap it down. Dragon Warrior Randomizer here on Randomania. So, while we're waiting, brisulph, take a look at these stats and tell me, are we in for some pain or not?
Well, I mean, 9 strength isn't the worst thing in the world. They probably can get up to a ghost. 15 hit points, might be a little dicey. But in the least, Drakeys are in play. It depends what everyone's going to be carrying, where the enemies are, of course. We don't know for sure. But this is not the worst starting we've seen, for sure. And it depends. We might find Erdrick's Sword in the Fighter's Ring in the treasury. Or the throne room, pardon me. Or maybe 2 keys, and then who knows.
It is quite possible.
Well, normally that's...
Indeed, that agility is a little low. We could be looking at some players here having to stick around and grind for a bit. But level 2 could bring lots of agility, lots of magic, and hurt more. You just never know what you're going to get in a Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Yes, and we will solve the mystery of this floor is kind of sharp. And here we go.
I wasn't aware my co-commentator was Mario. Because here we go. Ha 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 ha. Boomy, chat. Boomy!
How about an herb to start? And some fairy water. And a key.
Well, nothing too special there. That herb might help them take down something a little stronger outside. But you don't want to use it and lose it, so you gotta be a little careful.
And it looks like we're on some desert tiles. That's going to be helpful. MeleeWizard runs into a ghost, but 9 strength, that's not really that good.
I mean, with a crit, you could probably get it, but otherwise you're going to be in a bit of an issue.
Well, some Drakies should be okay.
And hopefully I'm not the only one having connection issues, or maybe hopefully I am, but I'm having difficulty here with the buffering.
Well, everybody is. But during that, it turns out up2ng does the business against the Drake. He's going to get that first batch of experience. And up2ng does not know that the Drakies have hurt.
We are being told by chat that apparently we're swapped on sides, so Melee's on the left and up2ng's on the right, apparently. Drakies with hurt is not ideal, but they should still be killable, one would think, if you have full hit points. And they roll low.
And they are. And they are, so it looks like we're at level 2.
MeleeWizard with level 2 here. Oh, no strength. That's brutal. Not a great level. 3-0-3-3-2.
So it looks like I would just stay in that area and try to find some Drakies and not worry about them casting hurt, because it looks like to be a 25% hurt.
It appears, oh, we got fire from the Scorpions, and it appears they might have been trying to strike out and find another zone, maybe with some red and blue slimes, which are a bit easier to take down than the Drakies are. But neither having much luck, as you saw. Fiery Scorpions, never a good time.
No, the only time you have fun with a Scorpion is if you're listening to their album.
Well, there's a red slime for up2ng, as MeleeWizard, I think, critted another Drakey, getting to 9 experience, only 8 away.
That's exactly what MeleeWizard did.
It's looking a little better now. It's still having a bit of trouble with latency, but it's not like it was. It's picking up here, so stick around, guys. I think it might become, as I say that, it buffers again. That was another Drakey kill for MeleeWizard, getting close to level 3.
I don't think a ghost is going... A ghost will not be enough.
Remember, I believe Melee still has the herb in hand, so a ghost could be killable with the herb use. Landed a 2 damage shot there, down to 3. Swings. There's a ghost kill for up2ng and a ghost kill for MeleeWizard. up2ng getting the bad news on what the level is. Quoting we cast hurt on the commentators, I hope not. But there's some hurt for MeleeWizard. 1 experience point short of level 3. That Drakey wins that battle.
Yeah, I'm guessing MeleeWizard is saving the herb. But any kill by MeleeWizard will get him to level 3, so it's a ghost.
Could try that. Could try the ghost.
He shouldn't give up the ghost.
Well, there's another excellent move. MeleeWizard just chucking straight knuckles thus far with a lot of crits. Here's a level 3. We have 6 power, 5 hit points. Oh no. At least there's some strength in it.
And now we got some red slimes running away.
That does indeed appear to be the level, Lorgon, from what we saw. I believe there was a double 0 in there, as you said. 6 strength, 5 hit points. No agility, no magic. Wah.
And that's Sherlock right down there.
With the town. Fighting the ghost, this is a bit of a risky proposition given the no healing. Well, might still have that herb. But in that swamp, want to get to that town, would be a good idea to not set yourself up for failure.
Right, but the agility's not that great either, so it could be a possibility that he doesn't have a choice. Or they couldn't have a choice.
Yeah, Melee had to bail out of there, unfortunately. Not enough health to get down to that town near the castle. Here comes level 3 on up2ng side. We can confirm the level from earlier. Indeed, 0605, and a golem is chanting.
Well, that's going to make the golems a little easier to take care of if they happen to be a spike spot.
Absolutely, it'll make things a lot simpler. Scorpion with another breath kill, unfortunately, there for up2ng. That Scorpion's probably a bit of an ask at this point, but as you said, the agility is not that great, so getting away will not be easy from a lot of these battles.
Well, MeleeWizard does, but unfortunately runs into another one.
Got a ghost now, doing what they can. Looking a little better on the feed right now, Amuse Miniature. It actually seems to be giving not a slideshow. So with this ghost takedown here from MeleeWizard, it'll be another Drakey or Ghost to level 4. Maybe that'll be the breakout we need here. Scorpion's no good, though. Oh, double fireworks there.
I don't think MeleeWizard minds. They were a little low on HP.
Well, that's fine, and you know, double fireworks. It must be the first week of July, Canada Day, and whatever the Americans call their day, Day of Freedom or something. I'm assuming Independence Day. There we go. I nailed it. When this ghost is taken down, MeleeWizard will move to level 4. We'll have to wait and see what we're going to get here.
Let's see if it's the breakout. We got 7 power. That'll help out. And the response speed should be okay.
1, 6, and 1. Agility, hit points, magic points. Still no spells, but that strength will help kill some monsters a little bit quicker here. Melee
You might
striking
want
out
to take
again.
a look at that level again because MeleeWizard got a spell of hurt.
Ah, I was looking at the tracker. It was not updated as of yet. Also, up2ng is still at level 2 on the tracker.
But MeleeWizard is in that town. And should be a good...
It's Rimmildar, so good place to get keys. That's nice. Place to fill up right before Shylock, also helpful. What's going to be in the shop here? Obviously, can't afford it. Bamboo pole will be about it. But, yeah, some expensive stuff there. Nothing that Melee can do right now.
No, MeleeWizard, now with hurt, can take care of those scorpions.
Yeah, they definitely will be a little more killable, but the hit points are still low enough that a baby breath attack, the fire breath attack from the scorpion, could still kill MeleeWizard.
Yeah, 29 hit points. It should be that'll survive it, but we'll only leave like about 4 or 5 hit points left.
Ah, I was going by the red color because I'm not quite getting the full numbers there. So, Scorpion, that's what they want to see. That's good experienced monster to use hurt on. And gets the kill without getting hit back. We appear to be back, Sigma. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing up2ng at level 7, MeleeWizard at level 5. Looks like MeleeWizard got a gold grind going.
It does, and we appear to be having technical difficulties. But we'll see, maybe it'll smooth out here.
Jerk cave underneath Tantagel.
Yeah, it appears this one may need to be rebroadcast potentially. Because even the tracker, I think, is caught up for the moment. We'll see how long this holds.
It looks like MeleeWizard is ghetto grinding.
That is indeed what it appears to be. In and out, in and out, in and out. There might be... I'm assuming there's a key in there to allow this just constant in and out.
There is a key in there.
All right, back to try one more with lower settings here to see if that'll maybe help things along. We have a flame sword for MeleeWizard. Meanwhile, up2ng heading in here now to shop. This looks like it might be working now, he says, knowing last time he said that it went bad. But still, there's a chance.
Yield Caster's Curse.
Small shield for up2ng. And some chainmail. And a small shield for MeleeWizard. So, a little more defense in up2ng's side, but that flame sword for melee is going to help swing some heavy damage.
I could have swore I saw MeleeWizard pick up a half plate.
Possibly. I was looking at both. I may have missed that. We got a Magic Drake killed for MeleeWizard. Going to close in on level 6 here. It appears up2ng is still in that zone with the Metal Scorpions and the Druid Lords. Now with the better defense, can stand up to them a little better and hoping to keep taking them down, looking for level 8 at 600 experience points.
Metal Slime is found, but runs away.
Scared Slime's flag apparently is on, but that only matters with their strength is less than 20, so it's an irrelevant flag at this point. Drakima takes down MeleeWizard with a big dodge, so no level 6 and back to the castle. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is when we find out that the Metal Scorpions have heal more, which is not that good if you're packing hurt.
If they've only got heal more, it's not a huge deal. They do have low hit points. That's an unfortunate Scorpion there. 11 damage does not go down. And then up2ng decides to take a death back to the castle. So up2ng probably hoping to see something really nice on level 8 to allow for a little more exploration.
Yeah, but what MeleeWizard was not looking forward to was finding an armored knight and is going to be sent back to the castle.
And up2ng now with a bit of money in hand, stepping in here. Might just be looking to get a copper sword just to get a little more punch behind those attacks. Not going right to the half plate, just up that defense a little bit more.
MeleeWizard gets to level 6 and gets that big stat boost.
Repel by up2ng, interesting. With the half plate and the small shield, will keep away some weaker enemies, but maybe might price him out of where he wants to be too. We'll have to wait and see.
It's good news for MeleeWizard. Finds a town.
And a cave as well, so there is some things to explore here for MeleeWizard. Meanwhile, hurt strats on the Druid Lord continues for up2ng, and this will get level 8 if this enemy goes down. And indeed, so we have level 8 upcoming. We have, on this level, 13 power, 1 agility, 24 hit points, 10 magic points, but unfortunately no big spell, but some nice stats there at least.
That should keep up2ng exploring for a little while longer.
Melee into the town, and it is Hawksness. Hardly even a town, honestly.
Meanwhile, a cave down there for MeleeWizard.
MeleeWizard closing in on level 7. Not going to get much relief, unfortunately. It is the freebie cave, or the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight cave. And what does it have for us today? It has an herb. It's a way to stock up on some healing items if you want, because remember, Rimmeldar doesn't have a shop. And indeed, MeleeWizard is going to go in and out and collect 6 herbs.
It's a real heads-up play right there.
There's a couple moves here that are really time-consuming, but getting a Flame Sword and now getting 6 herbs for healing. Nice stuff here for MeleeWizard. And I believe that is Hawksness right there for up2ng. So up2ng potentially could be getting some herbs here momentarily as well, which would make this hurt grinding much more palatable. But first, his old friend the Druid Lord shows up. Must have already seen Hawksness, potentially? I guess, never went into it. And now heading away, unfortunately, from Free Herb Cave. Oh, the AK on the loose here, looking for up2ng's blood.
Meanwhile, a Droll is dodging, and MeleeWizard couldn't absorb that hurt spell, so MeleeWizard's got to go back.
Both of them back to the castle here. up2ng's probably just can't believe 63 strength is actually pretty good at this point, but nothing else really coming along here for their increasing their opportunities. We'll have to wait and see who gets the real breakout move. Yeah, I'd suspect up2ng already had one since they didn't buy it on the last trek and got the half plate. And if not, might just be buying it now. No, going by. Probably has that copper sword already. An excellent move for up2ng. Smashes into the Druid Lord. One hit kill. You gotta love that. These Druid Lords are definitely the early stage MVP for up2ng. Just feasting on them as fast as possible.
I don't think MeleeWizard's seen one yet. Gonna take a gamble and go north, but unfortunately ran into a wizard, and one attack from the wizard perfect bids MeleeWizard, so they will go back.
Not very nice by the wizard to sneak attack. The more sporting thing to do is just let MeleeWizard run away and succeed forever. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, but then again, nothing is fair in Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
So, the Druid Lord slaughter continues for up2ng. The upper nobility of the Druids just getting taken down here and setting up another level soon enough for up2ng. I've never really thought about that, but yeah, they really do look like a strange tentacle hat beast. That is a perfect description of Druids and Druid Lords. Level 7's coming from Melee here.
And up2ng's only got 2 more of these Druid Lords to slaughter, and that will be level 9 for up2ng.
Metal Scorpion will get the job done as well. up2ng just hoping for a good encounter here to get that level.
It's a matter of what's going to run out first.
Now here's a Druid
Repel?
Lord on Melee's side. Will Melee recognize this as a good grind available? But hey, level 9 coming. Take it away, Sigma.
I absolutely will, brisulph. No power, 3 speed, 3 hit points, 4 magic points, and the heal and heal more. That is what up2ng needed.
That heal more will help. With the hit points and the half reasonable armor, up2ng could stick into Hawksness maybe just to see if there's something like an Axe Knight or something there that could be taken down with a War of Attrition.
That should be the play.
Not necessarily should be, but it's a possibility to do. But just having a heal spell is going to increase things quite a bit here. Rogue Scorpions with sleep. You don't want to see that. And then they're hitting with Big Boy Breath. Or Big Girl Breath. I'm not really sure which one this one is.
Well, it depends on how the Scorpion is seen in the world of Owl of God.
This is true. So MeleeWizard back to the castle again, and now heading out. Meanwhile, with Healmore in hand and some repel, up2ng continue to explore down into Bridgelandia. There's all kinds of bridges here, and they probably lead nowhere. Oh no, the fun police, but gets away! And then an Axe Knight. This is some dangerous desert down here. It appears up2ng might be attempting to take down this Axe Knight. Not a terrible attempt. We'll see if it's rolling 15s. It should be 4 turns.
Meanwhile, MeleeWizard's running into some big boys.
The MeleeWizard runs out of hit points in the swamp, sinking to the bottom, and the king will warp him back home. And there is the Axe Knight kill for up2ng. Took all the resources, but nice kill all the same. Oh, the Druid Lord dodges what would have been another 58 experience before up2ng had to death warp home. That's kind of cruel.
Especially if it's a perfect bid. Had 8 hit points left, Druid Lord hits for 8.
A wolf here for melee. That's a nice enemy. Well, if it has hurt more, not so much.
Yeah, but with a flame sword in hand, that will take care of it. 543, 57 left to go to get to level 8. As we know, it takes level 9 in order to get heal and heal more.
Werewolves with sleep and hurt more. Not a good combo.
Not able to run away from it.
The worst part of a sleep hurt more enemy like that, when they let you wake up, if you don't get away, they just put you back to sleep, waste a turn, and then hurt more you. Melee is closing in on level 8. There's some heal more, as you said, from the Metal Scorponok.
Yeah, MeleeWizard just turned up the heat on the flame sword and was able to melt the Metal Scorpion. And thankfully for MeleeWizard, they're able to run away from some wizards. Running into some knights doesn't feel confident enough to take care of them, but Metal Scorpions feast on those all day, and this Metal Scorpion kill will take MeleeWizard level 8.
By the by, green dragons have sleep. So, you know, that's not nice either. But up2ng does escape at the last chance.
And these werewolves have got to be 75/75s.
Well, they're definitely heavy on that magic. Melee heading out from Rimmildar now. Hopefully gonna try to find something, anything right now. Needs to get to level 9 as soon as possible. up2ng back into Rimmildar now. Gonna stay at the inn. And a metal slime appears. We've seen one, I believe, and it ran away.
Seen 2 of them and they ran away, and there's the 3rd to run away. All of them on MeleeWizard's side.
There's that Druid Lord again. Can Melee figure out this is the grind he wants? Or they want, I should say. Apology. This is a dead end, I believe, where Melee is headed. Meanwhile, up2ng to the swamp and realizing it's a dead end, turns back around, and we're in yet another Bridgelandia area, just south of Sharlock. So it appears the way to go is east. Woo, excellent.
It is the only way to go. Now can MeleeWizard get out of this swamp?
That was fun. That was quite funny with the way the frames were coming in. MeleeWizard was not showing the swamp damage. It was almost like Melee was like, no, I ain't doing this no more. But the damage was still coming in despite the red flashes not showing for several of those steps.
Yep, and is just gonna kill an excellent move on a Scorpion, hits it for 86.
Up2ng is moving along there, taking down a wizard, getting close, only 182 experience points up to level 10. Wondering if it might just stick around here, kill a few Druid Lords, and then refill and head out again.
That's usually his MO. MeleeWizard finds another town that up2ng has not seen. It is Breckenry, but I don't mind it because that's a cheap heal at 6 HP. It's 6 gold.
It is nice to reach the 6 now and then, especially when you need a refill.
And what's also interesting about it is that there is magic armor. Now, with MeleeWizard packing a half plate, if things get rough, they can absolutely grind and get themselves do a ghetto grind and get a thing of magic armor. Also, is going to get a sell off all of these wings of fairy waters.
I also saw some stones of sunlight in MeleeWizard's items, so I'm not sure where that was found, but it appears the stones do exist. And here's the herb cave for up2ng. Not as important now, but still nice. We'll have to try to check up2ng's items next time it's open to see if the stones are there as well.
Looks like they could have been in Rimildar. And the Seawolf 1 is working hard with the tracker and also watching some great supermarket sweep.
I think the supermarket sweep is just all the visits to the shops here. Here's another Druid Lord for up2ng. That'll be really close to level 10, not quite yet, but closing in on it as MeleeWizard also fighting a Druid Lord. Scorpion for Melee should be a one-hit kill. Nice to see. Up2ng continuing to explore and hopefully going to get a good encounter here to get a level 10. Druid Lords seem very common. They have really been helpful to our runners. Is that a new town I am seeing on Melee's side?
Yeah, that is a brand new town.
With this Druid Lord, MeleeWizard is really close to level 9, getting that Heal More spell. I see a cave as well near that town. It's Garenham with the shop, an inn, a locked door which they can open, 3 chests behind those doors, and potentially something down the stairs of use. This is a good find. And we have gold, torch, and fairy water in the warehouse. Not super great. Meanwhile, level 10, 6, 1, 15, and 2 with another spell. I missed it. It might have been Radiant. Already have Radiant? No, it's something else. Return. It knew it was an R spell. And up2ng's in the same area here as Melee, coming in from the opposite direction, though. Appears to be Garen's grave is what we're looking at here for up2ng. Wonder if up2ng saw the town, because no magic left here. Probably want to go refill.
Or possibly a gold grind.
Could be looking at a gold grind as well, for sure. So in the top of the grave, we have empty, so probably keys or herbs. It must have been keys then. There's an herb and a torch.
And a rift back to level 9.
Indeed, here comes that heal more spell from MeleeWizard. So a Death Warp home, so up2ng, indeed, probably setting up the grind. MeleeWizard actually in the Swamp Cave. Oh, that must be the back of Garen. Indeed, MTI, no power, but that heal more spell is going to mean a lot for MeleeWizard. No healing up to this point. And here's up2ng is going to set up that grind now. I don't believe we've seen Cole. We've had some technical difficulties, but I believe we have seen Rimmeldar, Hawksness, Garenham, and Breckenry. So no Hawksness and no Cantlin, I don't think.
No Cole and no Cantlin.
Oh, pardon me. Yes, Cole and Cantlin. Well, yeah, I said that at the start. What's Cole? Yes, it does exist, guys, believe it or not. So up2ng grabbing the flame sword money and going to save, just knowing those werewolves are out there waiting to cause problems. Melee enjoying some of the mid-range enemies that are showing up. I don't make things up. Come on now. Cole exists, I swear it. They, them. Well, I'm going to go with what I see on screen, so they, them. I don't think we've seen a silver shield yet.
Garenham's got it.
Garenham does have it. Okay, there's another metal slime chance and a hit for Melee to start, but the slime gets out of there. And I see a cave, but a red dragon is going to try to stop this exploration cold.
And it does, unfortunately, for MeleeWizard, but that's a lot of information for MeleeWizard. up2ng does get the flames.
So that updates. It should be looking at a pretty good attack power here for up2ng. up2ng going after the golem, knowing the golem has hurt, which partially nerfs their ability to punch out up2ng. With Healmore in hand, definitely a very killable golem, looking like 75% on the hurt, provided it doesn't have Healmore. Should be able to take it down. Has heal, but not Healmore, thankfully.
Yeah, but that is going to be enough to stymie up2ng unless he rolls high. But,
roll low and then roll high, and you should be alright. Kind of like that. A sweet 255 experience points there for that golem kill. Beautiful. And I'm assuming up2ng is going to stick into Hawksness here, and we will see what the spike tile is. If there are no signs, that seems possible. It could just be an AI thing too, as well. So what shall we see? We have, it's a golem, so we know that's killable.
Yep, that's going to be good news for up2ng. We've seen the token was in a chest, so this could be armor.
It could be nothing. It could be the armor. It could be the flute. Nice takedown. We have the armor, the armoire of invincibility, and looks like, well, up2ng is getting to level 11. Why don't you explain Erdrick's armor?
Yes, Erdrick's armor is one of the biggest and most powerful armors in the history of gaming. What features does it have? Oh, it's got features for days. First of all, one step you take is 1 HP gained back to your wonderful, wonderful stats. Not only that, enemies cannot cast Stop Spell and have it land. It is impossible to land. Also, spells that they cast, like Hurt More and Hurt, are nerfed. they get cut in half. Not only that, fire is reduced by 10 or more. Is reduced by a third. So a 16 fire breath for regular fire breath now becomes 10. And also the ability to walk across swamps and spike tile and the glass tiles and not feel a thing. It is the Armoire Invincibility, also known as Erdrick's Armor. Price Authority. Aleph Guard Incorporated. Back to you, brisulph.
Can't forget that 28 defensive power it gives you. By the way, level 11 for up2ng. 0 strength, 13 agility, 4 hit points, 20 magic points, and just sticking with this grind, but out of heal mores, but still got halfway up the chain to the next level, and going back again, just going to try to take this golem down without any more heal mores. I'm actually kind of a fan of this grind right now. Just get some stats, get, you know, able to get out there and get what you need. The strength is okay. Hit points are there. Magic point is not. Agility is okay. The stats are coming along, but getting to the level, not a bad idea right now if this golem's pretty easy to kill.
Absolutely. Anyway, Wolves have hurt more. That's going to be a little bit of bad news for MeleeWizard.
But closing in on level 10, just 21 experience points away from Melee.
Now, MeleeWizard's got a decision to make. Does MeleeWizard want to hop into Hawk's Nest? And I think that would be a good time to do so.
Definitely would be the, nighttime is the right time, as they say. But can up2ng get this golem for level 12?
Who knows? By the way, we have a bracket update from Game Boy F9. If up2ng wins, Lorgon is guaranteed to be in the top 5.
That was another double-digit agility and magic point gain at level 12 with a bit of strength and hit points sprinkled in. And up2ng just kind of going until the golem finishes him off here.
It's usually the right play. Now that exploration for up2ng is going to be a little freer than usual.
Melee now heading in here to the golem. As the golem finishes off up2ng, Melee now setting up to take a crack at things. With 4 heal mores in the tank, should be plenty for this enemy. Checking for the flute, trying to decide what to do. Gonna run? Gonna fight? Oh, what are you doing to me? Make a decision.
Command, fight.
So here comes the hurt spell. Hopefully Melee is going to be, extremely relieved. And speaking of golems, there's one in the wild for up2ng. They are everywhere, replacing the Druid Lord as the tormentors that are going to get taken down.
Yeah, but knowing they have hurt, they're a really good grind.
And the big difference, though, is that up2ng can hit a little harder, so the heal spell can be broke a little quicker. But there is the defeat of the golem for Melee. Melee getting the armor here. And probably wondering if ahead or behind at this point. I'd be curious to see how either one feels about how they're...
Well, it doesn't look like up2ng has the Stones of Sunlight, so MeleeWizard has the advantage in key items. up2ng, big lead in XP.
Golems again. Golems aplenty. Golems ahoy. They are just all over the place right now. The new MVP. Have we seen this town here?
Yeah, it's Breckenridge.
All right. It's right there. So in the wind is the non-existent town of Cole and I believe Cantlin.
And at this point, it doesn't. Neither one are necessary, because we have the armor and we have the token. And
that is true, but you never quite know. You see coal, you just search, maybe you pick up a flute. But yeah, the coordinates are irrelevant at this point, and really not worth the effort just to get a fairy flute. Also, neither competitor has a large shield yet. I don't know if we've seen one for sale. Catlin might be a place, or Cole, for that purchase.
interesting, up2ng finds Garanum, decides to get out, but then goes back in. Who knows what's going to happen? up2ng is now going to open that, and he'll find Swamp South.
Yeah, those crazy gains on 11 and 12, double digits at agility and magic, and I believe that's a new cave up here in the swamp, so this could be Mountain Cave. But no, it's the harp trade-in. And no harp in hand, unfortunately.
It's got to be in the last two chests in the grave or in Mountain Cave, as you said.
Have we seen Tablet yet?
I don't think so, but a couple of spark over bridges. As Melee is still trying to find everything else.
up2ng appears to be checking the spike tile in Swamp Cave. It is an Armored Knight. Taking the fight to the Armored Knight here, getting the kill and moving into really close to level 13. Question in chat, have they found Catlin? They have not found Catlin, and they have not found Cole, but neither are absolutely necessary, as we already have the token and the armor in hand. Metal slime.
It looks
here
like
on
that
the
area
Melee
just
side.
loops.
It
MeleeWizard
does
just went back the way of his game.
Here comes level 13 for up2ng. 10 power, 1 agility, 7 hit points, 11 magic points. The magic is just piling up right now. Excellent move. Metal slime gone, and we have Hurtmore on level 13.
Taking a look at everything, you find the Erdrick sword. You can go now.
Yeah, it would be... strength would be a little lacking, maybe. Or the magic lacking. You'd have to roll pretty high consistently. You only got 11 heal mores. And can you get to the bottom with your resources? Armor doesn't go in the hand. No wonder I'm not very good at Dragon Warrior Randomizer. up2ng not using Repel here. As I say that, realizes maybe I should put Repel on. Harp is probably in Mountain, but there are other options here. As we said, the bottom of the grave has not been broken into yet, as Melee is heading down that way. And I don't believe we've seen Tablet Cave yet.
No, Tablet's still out there.
Yeah, so we have 8 chests potentially that could be holding that harp. up2ng going through a large swath of desert here, running. There is a cave over this way. Remember, we saw a cave, but I believe Melee was killed. There's a cave just off the screen here beyond this red dragon. And up2ng appears to be taken on as we have a search in the grave. There's the sword off on the side path. Sword on the side path of the grave. That is very good news indeed. There's a red dragon kill for up2ng. And I'm curious if up2ng is going to stick back into that spot. This is the cave I was referring to. Is this mountain? Or is this tablet? It's tablet. So one chest could be crossed off the list here. This is the harp. This could be bad news for Melee.
Trying to remember, where did Melee get the Stones of Sunlight?
That could have been a mountain dive when we were having technical difficulties in relaunching, but it would have been an awfully quick dive. It's gold in the bottom of tablet. Ooh, there's a slept and wrecked on Melee's side of the ledger. Out of the grave goes Melee.
Now here's the question. Melee has seen a silver shield. Does Melee grind?
It's a valid question. The agility... Melee may not be aware that the agility is going to be quite as high as it is, but it appears indeed it is going to be a gold grind. Filling up on, I believe those are magic keys, even though it says wings. And
yeah,
then
that's where the magic keys were.
And now we're going to go do the gold grind and get to that silver shield. How far away is the silver shield in question?
It's a
Red Dragon, one step. Red Dragon, one step. Red Dragon. Might be a little tighter for up2ng to get it done, but this experience lead is getting very sizable at the moment. Have we seen through the swamp cave much of anything? Is there much over on that side?
Don't think so, aside from that tablet cave.
up2ng fails to get that red dragon, but back to the start, gets a refill and is now heading out on the world. Melee going to make a safety save. Given some of the nasty stuff out there, probably not a bad plan. Speaking of the nasty stuff, there's a werewolf. up2ng throws a hurt more, and it had low enough hit points that that low hurt more killed it. So at this point, you gotta wonder what the next play is going to be for up2ng. Still doesn't have the sword, which we know where that is, but up2ng does not, of course. Has to find Mountain Cave as well. But in the meantime, an Axe Knight kill's not a bad thing.
MeleeWizard sees a golem, but deciding, no, I have bigger fish to fry.
Absolutely. What if you take all the time to kill 2 or 3 golems, then you end up getting killed just short of the town, you lose your money? What do you do then? That's a lot of experience and time to give up. Another Red Dragon takedown. up2ng closing in on level 14 here.
Yeah, only about 120 left, so a wizard kill could do it.
This Blue Dragon might be enough if up2ng decides to take it down.
This is the first one we've run into.
That is always a bit of a dicey situation when you've gone this long without seeing one. And I think it's Garen's Grave that up2ng stepped into, and this will be level 14. Let's see if the strength is going to get there. I mean, I can't imagine it couldn't. Well, 1's not great, but it does do a little bit for him. And another new spell. Still no outside, unfortunately. Let's see if that'll stop up2ng from diving here in the grave.
Meanwhile, MeleeWizard does make it to Garenum, does get the silver shield. Now, Melee is going to go back into Swamp and see if they can take care of the rest of the second continent.
So, up2ng is indeed diving, so provided takes the side path, will have the sword in hand, which is a big get, getting the attack power all the way up to 128 with that sword in hand.
Yeah, hasn't seen the Stones of Sunlight yet, so that's no choice. He's got no choice. He does have to clear it.
up2ng's favorite enemy on the screen with 2 damage points on it already. There's number 3. up2ng takes down his own metal slime. And then a golem. Wow, look at these 255 monsters just lining up to get slaughtered. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out where the stones were, but as far as we know, up2ng doesn't have them, so we will have to find that out. I'm excited too.
It is great excitement all around here in this race.
up2ng now going down the side path, closing in on Erdrick's sword as level 12 lands for Melee. So at this point in time,
up2ng grabs the sword.
Okay.
At this point in time, it's an interesting dichotomy we've got going here. Melee behind on experience, but has the silver shield and the scale versus the small shield and no scale on up2ng side. But up2ng, experience point lead. It's all going to come down to who can get the story items and the like. Have we seen the Rainbow Drop Cave yet?
Underneath Dantajoy.
Well, that's a good place for that. And we have seen the harp trade in, but with no harp, it's mattered not. I'm not sure up2ng has seen the harp trade in yet, but that doesn't mean anything without that harp. Staff of Rain Cave is irrelevant, of course, until that item is in hand. And the bottom of the grave has a green dragon guarding the chest. We have the silver harp. It's in the bottom of the grave, right where it is in vanilla.
That is bad news for MeleeWizard, because MeleeWizard was getting ready to do that, but got killed, has not yet dove.
Yeah, that could be a bit of a bad turn for Melee. At this point now, up2ng needs to find the stones, which Melee may have cleared the mountain cave and some of the technical difficulties earlier, but we haven't seen it yet. up2ng wandering in the dark here, quickly getting Radiant back.
Now, up2ng has seen Garenham, but I don't think it's seen the shop.
I don't believe so, no. up2ng just might be counting on this high agility. Just get a large shield somewhere and, you know, move on with your day. Because that agility is giving 47 defense power, which is pretty sizable. Yet another 255 experience point monster. Unfortunately, it's the most dangerous one in the Red Dragon, which seems to be just all bite all the time. But with the hit points and the heal more, should be able to take it down, provided that, you know, up2ng can actually hit the Nimble Dragon.
By the way, there's a town...
Yep, it's Cantlin. So this should be enough to get a large shield here for up2ng with 3 shops to hit one of them with a good shield. The Stones of Sunlight are in up2ng's inventory. I just saw them there. So we do have Stones of Sunlight for up2ng. They must have been in the treasury or... I'm not even sure where they would have been. Rimmeldar would be the most likely culprit. But I see stones there. So up2ng does have 2.5 story items at the moment. Must have been Rimmeldar. I can't think of where else it would have been. And no large shield pickup for up2ng. Just plowing on without it.
Irritates me.
So up2ng presumably on the hunt for the Staff of Rain Cave, which I believe is north of Breckenry, which is north of this area here. There's another town down there, so this would be Cole, I believe. And yeah, not needing it, just ignoring and moving on. It's just to the north of here, I believe. So getting real close now to being able to trade that in and get the rainbow drop. A red dragon attacks in the desert, which is fine, I think, by up2ng's count. Probably going to get level 15 and go for the win.
Yeah, that should be enough, and that is the Silver Harp trade-in.
And this lead has been built on the back of up2ng making two, honestly, inspired grind choices. First things first, taking on the Druid Lords as the mid-game grind, and then making great use of the Golems in Hawk's Nest to really build that lead. And I see Melee found the Mountain Cave on the east coast.
Yeah, and that second continent, that's going to be bad news for MeleeWizard. The only thing worthwhile there is maybe Fighter's Ring or Death Necklace.
Yeah, the Fighter's Ring would be okay. I don't see the Death Necklace mattering unless the next level, of course, is going to have... Well, you know what? Even 10 would be enough to get bare minimum. Just with the defense up2ng has, thanks to only the small shield, could be a little dicier. Melee checking out the chest here as up2ng is heading out, and Sherlock not very far away, so easy enough to get to and set up. Gonna stop here. Was there a large shield here? I don't believe so. Cole could have had the fairy flute. I'm at the shop. I see. All right. So with the rainbow drop in place, up2ng is going to set foot inside of the Dragon Lord's domain and see what is what inside the castle. Good little reconnaissance mission, if nothing else. Fairy Flute was picked up on MeleeWizard's side, so yeah, there would have been nothing there and no coordinates. Is up2ng diving for the win on this one? Well, that Red Dragon's going to be a problem. Attempting it, but the Red Dragon puts a... Well, no, wait. No, now the Red Dragon's going to stop it. That was an awful low roll, though.
Absolutely. And MeleeWizard now... I think MeleeWizard now knows where that Silver Harp is. It's underneath. It's back in the grave, and that is not a good sign for MeleeWizard. Was there, and then decided to go another way, and that ate like another 20 minutes out of MeleeWizard's time. And unfortunately, that's going to prove to be the difference.
Yeah, indeed. There would have been a slaughtery mess all over the ground after that Red Dragon just shredded up2ng. Well, back into Sherlock for up2ng. Let's see if the Red Dragons... Yep, here they are.
If I'm up2ng, I kill you. I think level 15's got to be it. That is the ultimate go mode. Because if you take a look at MP, attack power, and defense power, if you get some more agility, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
and
the agility is not that important. It helps with the defense. That's really about it. But up2ng is trying to dive and win on the same go here. Although spending magic, it looks like, is already down to 10 heal more. This just must be a level up or a reconnaissance mission, because you just return to get out of the castle. That's where that 8 magic points went, I believe.
And Dark Shadows in chat is saying one of the most evil things. Level 15, 0, 0, 0, 0, but gain outside.
Well, let's see how close Dark Shadow is, because here's 15, 10 power, 1 agility, 2 hit points, 8 magic points. It's time to search Go down there. If you have outside, just head out the way and refill and get ready to win. Nope, just going to keep going, apparently.
Yeah,
So-
95 agility. It looks like with 79, yeah, he's gonna be okay.
You don't need the refill technically, but having that extra heal more just for dive, because it appears to be Red Dragon heavy here, might be helpful, but could definitely win on this dive. So the attack power is 138 heading in, so that means we are looking at a range of 9 to 19 on the Dragon Lord. So an average of 14, probably 11 swings, maybe 12. On
Yeah, that'll do it.
average. Yeah. So it could be doable. It's going to be tight with the current magic. Can't afford to give up any more resources, but doable for sure. And doubles are always in play because of the reasonably good hit points.
Yeah, but also the downfall is the defense at 79. That means physically the Dragon Lord can swing for, is that 49 or 50?
I believe that would be 50 potentially, but you got to remember they can still roll low as well. It's just a very large expanse that they can cover. Because if you're full and they rolls back to back, 30s, 33s on average, you could still get a double. It's not impossible. Into the barracks now, up2ng, running into one of the denizens, an armored knight. Will this armored knight hold up2ng?
It looks like it is so far, but not for the second time. up2ng looking at everything, trying to CSI this out. MeleeWizard is making the long walk back to the grave. MeleeWizard knows that's where the harp is.
Final flurry for up2ng. An armored knight greeting. Stops him once and on the way. This agility you think would allow running, but as many people have said, agility is just a suggestion. But after that, a golem, star wyverns, these are more what up2ng wants to see. Much bigger favorite, but as I say this, star wyvern gets a block.
Yeah, star wyverns are really trolly like that, but not as trolly as the werewolves.
Another AK, but a first turn run as the dive into the grave continues for Melee, getting through the first floor here.
And Blue Dragon on the spike tile, that's gonna be okay for up2ng. I think up2ng's got the herbs necessary to take care of it.
Yep, in fine shape. Still has 2 more herbs left after this. Could try to finagle some herb stuff on Dragon Lord 1 as well. Closing in on the Dragon Lord, but an armored knight steps in, but gets away. Nicely done. Here we go. Dragon Lord time for up2ng, and we have the harp on Melee side.
But thou art a fool on up2ng's side, and the final fight is on.
Stop spell to start. That's what you want to see. And a 2-turn Dragon Lord. Beautiful.
That just made a double possible. And a double will happen. 16 for the first swing. And a 10 on Lawrence, so you're at 26 right now.
Looking good at the moment. Could be another double chance here. Breathing fire, unfortunately. There's a 48 with a physical. As we said, the physicals can do a lot of damage, but they can be lower as well.
Yeah, but up2ng's got a good high HP build, and not only that, is swinging pretty good right now, around the average, maybe a little lower than the average with that 10. But barring anything silly happening, I think up2ng's got this one in the bag.
A lot of 10s, though. That's concerning. That is one above the lowest possible. 15 is nice, though.
I'll bring that average back up.
Another double potential here in the next one. It's fire, unfortunately.
more healers left, but he's been swinging okay. I think this is doable.
He's a little below average of where he'd want to be. He's below the average of 14. A lot of 10s and 11s are dragging that average down little by little, but still got a good shot here. Another 10. That's not great. Another heal more gone. So we're at 133.
So
this could miss. We'll see. Ooh, 14's nice. That's at least average. A big roll here. And big roll. Maximum hit. Takes it down. What a job. 165. Guarantees the kill. How about that? GG's to up2ng.
up2ng and 155 was the amount of HP, so it was not necessary to roll the 18.
But it was nice to see it from up2ng side. My goodness. So
and
with
that's
that,
going to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it in a time of, just waiting for the official time from SRL to pop up on screen.
Looks like to be 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 3 or 4 seconds.
It's 1:18:31 is the official time from SRL. Remember, our timer was just an educated guess based on all the technical difficulties. So a great job by up2ng here, getting the victory in sub 79. That Druid Lord grind mid-game really opened things up little by little and just kept cracking that lead little bit by little bit by little bit. Just a well-played race by up2ng. Fantastic.
Not only that, you also can't deny the golem grind that he had after he got the armor. He killed like 5 or 6 golems after he got the armor, just plinking them away. And that just opened up the experience lead to the point where MeleeWizard couldn't catch up. But MeleeWizard did well enough to keep it close, but that time where MeleeWizard didn't go back into the grave, I think that did the damage.
The golem grind was good. It did help build the experience lead, but the Druid Lord grind is what really set that open. Getting to the heal more at level 9 was the big breakout thing for up2ng that allowed for the lead to just keep growing as they went along. That was the bigger of the two grinds. The golems weren't bad, but yeah, Druid Lord was the real key to victory. So I'm not sure if we're going to have a post game or not from up2ng. But meanwhile, MeleeWizard is heading out in the world here, going to trade in the harp, I would assume, and going to fight this golem along the way, which will get awfully close to level 14. As we know, probably could be one on 14, but 15 is a little safer with that extra power being doled out.
Game Boy F9 reporting Lorgon might be number 4.
Well, Lorgon's pretty good, but I got all my chips in on Will Wagner music. Just you heard it here first. The Sharps are picking Will Wagner to take the whole thing here.
You're really turning your back on Jackamus, and meanwhile, up2ng is in the commentary booth right now. GG's up2ng. That was a very inspired race. Congratulations on going 4-1.
Hey, thanks guys. That was actually kind of a challenging seed, and some things kind of went in my favor, and felt like it was a pretty good run. So I'm looking forward to the bracket stages now. Hey, thanks guys.
Absolutely.
That
was
absolutely great position at 4-1. We were just saying here before you joined that you had two grinds that really set you apart in this seed. The real inspired one was the Druid Lord's Metal Scorpion zone that you just settled into to get your heal more, and then those golems being kind of nerfed with the spamming of hurt. That after you got the armor, you killed 6 or 7 and really opened up that experience point lead. Well done indeed.
Oh, yeah, that was a beautiful thing, because I had run from a couple of golems earlier, and then one just happened to block me along the way, and it cast hurt, and I was like, oh, man, this is great. And then, like, 1 minute later, I saw that it was in the spike tile. So it's just like, oh, yeah, we got to do this. I was fishing for hurt more, and just got like a level and a half there. I don't think I quite got to hurt more on that grind, but it definitely helped. Once you boost up the stats, you start repelling everything a bit more, and I still had a lot of map to cover at that point. I had only seen 6 or 7 locations like about 50 minutes into the seed because it was a little bit tough in the early going, but once I got those stats up, I felt like I was able to just repel and cover the rest of the map. So.
For sure, and I have to say that you made good use of what was given to you, and as soon as you got the hit points and you had the flame sword, and you just kept taking down 255 experience point monsters, just anything that lined up, you kept slaughtering them along, and just efficiently played your way to a sub 80 on what was a fairly challenging seed, I'd have to say.
Yeah, one other thing that worked out well is that I never had to find Mountain Cave. It was one of the last things I was looking for, and I was, just kind of doing normal exploration and stumbled upon a cave that I thought was Mountain Cave, and it turned out I just was revisiting the grave. And so I was like, you know what? There's still 2 chests here. I don't have the sword yet. Might as well clear those out, and turned out to have the sword and the harp in the bottom. So I was like, oh, I guess we don't need Mountain Cave now. So that saved a bunch of time probably as well.
That was actually a big turning point because MeleeWizard started diving the grave deeper down, like 5-10 minutes before you. Got the sword, but then got slept and wrecked by that nasty werewolf. Probably about a half floor away from the bottom. So Melee ended up going out looking for Mountain Cave. So that was brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's when you get the 4th chest and you miss the 5th one, it usually you just leave that for later. And yeah, I don't even know if I didn't really just kind of stumble upon the grave again, I probably would have skipped it until last. Also, I was just looking for Mountain Cave, and I still needed the Shrine Cave, so it's like, all right, we need caves. And when I went in there, I didn't think that that's where I saw the grave earlier. I had seen it much earlier in the game because that's where I did my gold grind for the flame sword. I didn't realize it was that far out there, so didn't really recognize it. Got in there, I was like, oh, I guess we'll just clear these 2 chests. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the run. I feel like I made like maybe a minor mistake in the end game there. I don't know if I had just returned and repelled out of the castle just out of habit. I felt like I should have had more MP. And I was like, wait a minute, I only have 10 heal mores. What's going on here?
Well, it worked in your favor.
Yeah.
By the way, we do have a bracket update. Oh, you're going to give the update? Yep. up2ng. How does the number 4 seed treat you?
Wow, really? Is that right? Because there's going to be a bunch of 4-1s, so I don't know what that's based on, but that's cool. I guess it's maybe like who I played against. I played against Lorgon, who also went 4-1. I played against Furon, who I think went 3-2. So maybe it's like that.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Lorgon. Lorgon is sitting at number 3 at the moment. And you also have
so I assume that means we're basically going to be matched up against the 3-2 opponent. So and there's still a couple of people that haven't raced, right? So there'll be at least 2 5-0s, and then so I might get bumped down a little bit when things finish up. But yeah, it's a good position to be in to at least feel like I'm going to have a good shot at the first round of the brackets. You never really know. Last year I got matched up with Game Boy in a similar situation where I had a better seed, and that's just not the opponent you want in the first round. But so it's hard to know.
Speaking of things like that, Jackamus Wedge is the only 5-0 at the moment. I believe High Spirits and Mr. Holmes have yet to play their 4-0 match. And an update for everyone else. MeleeWizard is into Sharlock at level 15, running into your friends on the top floor, the Red Dragons.
That was another unsung grind.
I was happy that that Red Dragon bounced me like just very quickly the first time instead of like at the bottom or something, because I knew I had a lot of agility. I just refused to heal, and it just didn't let me go. I don't know. Agility is one of those things, right? Everybody talks about it.
Absolutely, and Melee gets away on the last possible attempt, getting to the back of the throne, and a blue dragon is waiting there to guard. And of course, it's also run blocking, because agility is just a suggestion. So it looks like you'll be drawing somebody from the 3 and 2s for sure. But this field is rather deep, so you can't sleep on anybody who is 3 and 2. That is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that didn't even make the brackets that I thought for sure would have made it. So it's been some stiff competition this time around. I think everybody's gotten really familiar with how to play standard flags. So this is a good showcase for how that's all going to work. And then just after the tournament, I'm sure it's all going to change. So McGrew has been talking about making some pretty big changes to default flags. So I don't know. Keep us on our toes, I guess.
Absolutely. Adding in rivers has really changed how people navigate the world, for example, and that landed right before the tournament. It's been interesting in that aspect. Healmore burned by MeleeWizard thanks to the Red Dragon Brigade, they continue to harass Melee, finally through basement 1 into basement 2, onto the diamond floor.
Limu, emu, and duh. I don't know why that came into my head. But up2ng, do you have any thoughts, any other thoughts about the seed? It was just pretty well ran, from what we could see. We did have some technical problems, so we missed both you and Melee hitting Rimmildar first and getting the Stones of Sunlight there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the stones were in that chest, which was nice to get that out of the way early. But yeah, I think this was one of those seeds where it was tough to figure out how long to try and grind before really doing a lot of exploration. I hadn't seen a lot yet, but like the 1 or 2 times I tried to venture out, I get golems on the overworld, which at the time I didn't know anything about them, and then I run into an armored knight. So it's like, you know what? It may be like we just need another level here. So, but it's hard to say because if your opponent does a nice hero walk at the same time and finds the sword, then you're just really behind. So it's always tricky. This was another one of those that was tricky like that, and I guess grinding a little longer worked out in this case.
Melee did get an exploration lead at one point, finally powering through those vicious wizards and armored knights that were, in a few of the choke points, but it didn't lead to anything really disastrous on your end. The big get was before either of you had Healmore, Melee did find the freebie cave to get 6 herbs because hadn't seen a town yet that you could buy stuff at.
Rimmildar doesn't have an herb shop, so that made it rough with no healing. You didn't even have herbs, so that's what kind of caused me to just stick around in that zone and just try and get more levels. I mean, without even any herbs, and there were swamps like in a couple of the places to walk through. Just it was hard to get anywhere.
There's another Healmore burn for Melee, down to 10 now on the final floor, just getting towards the sandy tiles near the water. And I gotta wonder, what kind of underground lake is this? Since you're all the way down in the basement of the castle, it's
the way that I pictured it recently is that it is, because of where it is in the overworld in vanilla, it's sort of like on a cliff. So it's like if you look at there's like water and then big cliffs rising up, and the castle will be like right on the edge of the cliff. And then there's some kind of basement that it's like a walkout basement, like into the water almost. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the way I looked at it, because you are like going through basements, and then all of a sudden, it's like daylight and water. So that's the way I'm picturing it.
It makes total sense too, because in the vanilla, the way you walk up, you go through desert, foothills to sort of a plateau in the mountains where the castle resides.
And there's coast like right there in vanilla too on the map. You're like a tile or 2 away from the coastline. So
Melee here trying to set up the max health here into the final form. Unfortunately, struggling with it and says to heck with it. Gives a 3rd whack to the Dragon Lord. Has 91 hit points with 10 Healmores. But
10 Healmores is kind of dicey. That's what I had.
Here's the difference. Silver Shield for MeleeWizard sitting at 97 defensive points.
Oh, that's helpful for sure. Yeah, and maybe he had the fighter's ring too. I don't think I had the fighter's ring. So
no, that would have been in either the vanilla sword location or the treasury here for the Dragon Lord.
So it's still kind of close then. He might have a better chance of getting a double attack. I don't think I got any. So
you
got a couple.
You got one.
Did I get it?
You got one to start the fight because you had that max HP after that 2-turn Dragon Lord with a stop spell in there. was pretty nice of Dragon Lord 1.
Yeah, that was useful. Well, hopefully he gets it done. It took me on the last attack here, so if he gets it, like, a double attack in the middle of the fight, he'll have a much better chance.
Speaking of which, were you getting nervous with all those 10s and 11s that just kept piling up?
I really was, yeah. And I was counting, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of dicey. And I think I was at 147 on the final attack, and luckily I got a big roll in the end because it definitely wasn't guaranteed. I got a lot of rolls there.
Here's the funny thing. I think the Dragon Lord only had, what were the stats? 156, 157, something like that? 155. So you were safe.
Oh, fortunate.
But it was nice to see that almost perfect smash at the end to really get it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys, jumping in kind of semi-last minute. We had a couple of early-ish races today, unusual time frame here, and glad we got coverage. Wasn't sure if it was going to happen, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Enjoyed calling this once the broadcast started working. We had some horrible buffering, a couple stops and relaunches. So yeah, we were 27 minutes in before we had a good thing. And yeah, another Healmore left and could have taken another hit. MeleeWizard was fine here, no problem. GG's to MeleeWizard. Going to finish this up in a respectable 95. Just didn't get to Healmore as fast as up2ng, and really was the difference here was that Druid Lord grind. Really opened things up comparatively.
Nice.
So
yeah, I'll see if he jumps in
chat.
if we can get him.
Absolutely. And it's actually a sub 94. Our timer was a guess because we had to start it on the, well, let's see. What are we at? Let's put it at 27 minutes, like something like that. It was a little rough at the start. GG. Way to go to MeleeWizard. Dropping to 3-2, but still in the knockouts. I'll have to wait and see who will face a very strong competitor, honestly. As I said, anyone who's in the knockouts is got to be playing well because there are some big names sitting on the outside looking in. And hopefully Melee will be joining us. But keep in mind, guys, there is one more race tonight. I believe it's 7:30. I'm not 100% sure who's taking part in that race, but I believe it's 7:30 tonight. Final race of the evening, unless something just pops up out of the ether. And after that, I think there's only 12 races left to go in the Swiss rounds.
I just looked at the spreadsheet. It looks like they're running some crazy flags tonight too, so definitely want to check that out. 7:30.
It's going to be CD Improv versus CyberDark 86. Some of our favorite restreamers and trackers and two really behind-the-scenes people, jam-up people, are going to be right here at Randomania. We do have Melee.
Oh my goodness, they're doing Chaos Big Swamp. You might want to miss this one.
No, you don't. You want to watch that one. Tune in. Meanwhile, we have MeleeWizard here in chat. Melee, that was a good race. Ran your heart out, but unfortunately, RNGesus didn't bless you this time around.
Turn on my mic, me. It also felt like it felt like that race just had a lot of bad decisions. Like that gold grind I did at the beginning, I'm not that probably didn't do me as much good as I thought it was going to.
Honestly enough, that flame sword grind you did gave you the potential to get ahead, but just you didn't catch on to that mid-game grind that up2ng picked up on, which was the little bit of foothills right near Sharlock. He was able to go back and forth, and pick up Druid Lords and Metal Scorpions using Hurt, and then when the Copper Sword and the Strength was there to just physical them down. And getting to heal more ahead of you was a big mid-game grind that really opened things up.
Did you do some kind of a slow gold grind, Melee, for the flame sword in the beginning? You one chest at a time?
Yep. Flame sword.
Oh my gosh.
Shield, and I thought Rimmaldar had the full plate instead of half plate, so the grind itself took longer than it needed to. So that was partly my fault too.
Wow, yeah, that's a bold move. It's that's a lot of going in and out of the castle.
You saw how much swamp was there at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. You needed stuff to get anywhere in there.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty tough start.
It was a tough start. I have to say, you both played it well. Just that one grind really did it for up2ng. Sorry, Sigma, go.
And not to mention that my first dive at Grave died before the sword. Second dive died before the harp, so that didn't do me any good either. If I had found that harp the first or even the second time around, I would never even. I ended up hunting down Mountain Cave.
Gotcha. I got to skip Mountain Caves. That was a pretty big deal.
And Mountain Cave didn't even have anything. Didn't have Fighter's Ring, didn't have Death Necklace, nothing. So I'm curious, what level did you end up going at?
I don't remember the level numbers, but it was I got it on the last attack, so it was kind of close.
Because I want to say I was at I
think we got 10 power on the last level.
Okay, so I think we both went on the same level then.
Yeah.
Because I was at 128 before, and with that plus 10 heal mores felt like a little risky, so I ended up golem grinding for that last level.
Well,
yeah, I didn't have the silver shield either, so I wasn't able to really count on double attack. So that previous level just wasn't going to cut it for me.
I have a question.
Dying in Grave helped me. Was able to give me that much at least.
I have a question for the two of you. Did either of you see a large shield anywhere for sale?
No.
Oh, it's good because I stopped looking around for one.
Well, the thing is,
I probably should look for a large shield, and I just didn't.
I never found Cole or Cantlin. Not that either of them had anything, but.
Well, the funny thing is that in the exploration for the Staff of Rain Cave, up2ng found both. They were east and south of Swamp Cave and whatever town was near Swamp Cave, and they were both pretty close by. You just both missed them several times. One just across a little narrow bridge and one across an actual bridge. It's kind of funny. And then, yeah, I was surprised you didn't check for the large shield in Cantlin, up2ng. With 3 shops, I figured with the money you had, you'd just go grab it real quick, assuming it was there.
I was in such a hurry at that point. I just we had pretty good agility and stuff, so I felt like it just wasn't necessary. It would have been nice to have in Sherlock, but
actually, wasn't the fairy flute in Mountain Cave? Now that I think about it, or am I thinking of something else?
No, it was indeed in the Mountain Cave. So yeah, there was no coordinates and nothing by the fountain.
Well, that helped me a little bit, but it was probably 6 of one, half dozen of the other for how much time it took finding either one.
Well, GG to you and congrats on 3 and 2. Good luck in the brackets.
Yeah, you too.
But yeah, thanks again to the team, and I'm looking forward to watching it back. So I'm gonna take off. Thanks again. Have a good day.
You might want to skip to the 25-minute mark.
No, you're gonna want to watch the long broadcast. You're gonna start around the 27-minute mark. We had to stop streaming and restart a couple times. It was not great.
Oh no. That's all right. It's better than no restream. So thanks, guys.
Stuff happens.
All right, so that looks like it's going to do it for us. And we are working on a raid right now, and we are going to be raiding High Spirits, who's doing more rando. What's a great way to follow up rando? It's more rando!
Yo, dog, I heard you like rando. Here's some rando in your rando.
Absolutely. Randoception. So that's going to do it for this wonderful race. Once again, MeleeWizard goes to 3 and 2, and up2ng goes to 4 and 1.
So thank you again to our restreamer, the Amused Miniature, for working through all those difficulties at the start. Thank you to the Seawolf1 for tracking. Thank you to sigmafan for commentating with me. And thank you to all you wonderful viewers for being here for this race and sticking it out through that long, nasty stuff. So we're heading over to High Spirits. Go drop in, check out some rando, and get ready for some Chaos Big Swamp later tonight at 7:30. Oh, yeah.
Looks to be a blast. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
And we're done.